Heyo everybody and welcome back to DRG. Today we're going to be talking about the biggest problem I have with DRG, and that is the mission select screen. The amount of missions in the game is 19 per rotation, and 10 of those are part of the Conquer Hoxus assignment, so they are guaranteed to be set a certain way that is without anomalies and without mutators, and 8 of them are set at their lowest difficulty that they can be, which is cave complexity and mission length. 2 of them, which is a mining mission and an egg mission, are going to be at their second length and either 1 cave complexity or 2 cave complexity. I think the egg mission is always set to the second complexity and the mining mission is always set to its first complexity. And then there is the Spec Ops mission, which is, sabotage, and it's going to be at its lowest length that it can be, and lowest complexity that it can be, which is 2 length and 1 complexity. We can probably go find it here. There's 2 Spec Ops, it's not that one, because it has an anomaly. So it's this one. So it's at 2 mission length and 1 complexity. So, and it can't have anomalies or mutators. And then the 12th mission on this, that is guaranteed to be set a certain way, is the double mutator mission. It is in... did I see it? There it is. It is currently a low O2 and elite threat. That is guaranteed to have 2 mutators on it, but it can be any mission in the game. And that's a good thing. It could be any mission in the game. Fantastic. I'm glad for it. But that still leaves 12 missions guaranteed to be set a certain way out of 19. 7 missions are going to be different. Those can have anomalies or mutators and can be any mission in the game. Now, they don't need to spawn with anomalies or mutators, so the likelihood of you getting an anomaly or a mutator is fairly low since you have to roll into those 7. And let's hit the roll button. We got a 1 mission length and a 2 cave complexity, and that is my problem with the game. And in fact, one of the missions that's guaranteed to be on this didn't spawn with any anomalies or mutators. You can see this is the lowest length elimination and lowest cave complexity elimination. That's guaranteed to spawn every single time, because that's part of the Conquer Hoxus assignment. This one, in Crystalline Caverns, is 3 mission length and 3 cave complexity. That's not guaranteed on every single map. It doesn't need to spawn. The second thing that I think is a very big problem with the game, it didn't spawn in this rotation, but it did spawn in last rotation, is these scanner out of ranges. I don't think these need to exist, or if you say that they need to exist, at least have it be that there's always going to be a mineral available. So Magnite and Croppa, none of the minerals in this rotation are completely locked out for me. So I can always get whatever mineral I want. But that's not entirely the case. You could just be entirely locked out of a mineral and have to go over to the Mineral Trade Center. That is a problem, but not as big of a problem because there is kind of a band-aid solution to it. So, what is the solution in my mind? I think the solution in my mind is to, A, maybe make the amount of missions per rotation completely random. Like, have a minimum 20 missions and maximum 30 missions. And, like, guarantee a set of, like, this many missions are going to have anomalies, this many missions are going to have mutators, and the rest can be anything. Or you could just guarantee it all, and just be 3 of these have mutators, 3 of these have anomalies, and then the, 5 rest can have mutators and anomalies and are guaranteed to have mutators and anomalies, because that randomization will keep this game alive for a very long time. This game is already kind of dying in the way that there's no new content because Rogue Core is coming up, and it's kind of a problem that the missions are as stale as they are, because you're always going to be... If I hit this randomization button, 9 times out of 10, that's not actually the correct one, it's more like a little bit over 50%, probably 60% of the time, I'm getting the lowest length and lowest complexity that I can be. there you go. I got another guaranteed mission, but it's not the lowest length, so, maybe you don't want to play that, so you hit it again. That's also a part of the Conquer Hoxus mission. A second time, part of the Sabotage mission. Again, you see my problem with the game. That's still a part of Conquer Hoxus. This is one that isn't part of Conquer Hoxus. It took a lot of rerolls to get to that. A little bit of a jump cut. I'm sorry for that, but I completely forgot to talk about something else that harms the mission terminal a lot, and that is, I'm playing on Season 5. If I go to Season Selection and go to, I don't know, Plaguefall, yes, I want to go to Plaguefall, that makes it so that the mission select screen gets even worse, because not only are a few mutators now just guaranteed to be lithophage, it's lithophage. Most mutators are taken up by lithophage now. Now, I think no, it's not true. Conquer Hoxus is still active and still will take up 10 of, or excuse me, Conquer Hoxus and Sabotage are still taking up 11. And then, lithophage is taking up probably the rest of it. So, if you're playing different seasons, your missions are just going to be worse in terms of variety. Of course, you could just switch seasons, but most people aren't going to do that because they want to finish the Battle Pass. In any case, you all have a wonderful night. I wonder what your thoughts are on this.